There's still scuff. There's still scuff. Me bad. My bad. Hang on. 1 minute, everybody. We're still getting the thing worked on as I go ahead and get the music ready. There we go. That should be good. Anyway, hello, Henshin, and hello, everybody. My name is Crashstar, Henshin Hero voice actor and VTuber. And today, I am the host of the first of, hopefully many, Constellation Conversations, where I will have a guest, usually one of my friends or someone I've met along the course of my streaming or voice acting career, and ask them some various questions about who they are and what they do. Just as a little disclaimer, folks, we still haven't quite fixed out the Discord audio stuff, so that most likely will happen. I'm gonna need my chat to be my very able-bodied ears to make sure that, hey, if it starts kind of a little buggy, just let me know so I can re-ask the question, and hopefully it'll be less. Again, we're gonna hopefully at some point we'll get this all fixed up at some point or another. You know, details. But more importantly, my first guest. You know them, you love them. It's everybody's favorite blob on the internet. It's Colorbrews. Let's go ahead and give her a large Crashstar Cosmos welcome. Let me go ahead and actually... Oh, 1 minute. Hello, Color.
Hello.
How are you doing?
That's a big question. Let's not ask that question. Next question.
Okay.
We're on a roll. Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
No,
Color.
I'm actually doing. Yeah, but yeah.
Now, Color, do you know what we're going to be doing for this show?
I actually have no idea.
That's perfectly fine. How would you? It's the very first episode.
I was gonna say, yeah.
So, Color, what I'm going to do for this particular for this first episode, again, this thing is prone to change. It's a work in progress, so things might be updated if you ever decide to come back. If I hopefully haven't scared you off. So
I'm gonna be a guinea pig, guys.
You know what? I feel like you are the perfect first guest, not only because you are essentially my background tech guy, tech blob. You're also the reason why the show is called what it is.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was asking Color about potential names for this show, and Color just sent me a whole list of absolutely fantastic names. And the one that I kind of landed on was Constellation Conversations, which I think sounds very, very nice. I love the alliteration, and it also factors in pretty well with the cozy cosmos.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Alliterations go hard. Let's be real. Alliterations always do well.
Very much, very much so. So, Color, what we're going to be doing for this show is I have a list of questions for you to answer as best as you can, or if you feel comfortable answering them. We're going to go through these. We're going to basically just have one of our usual chats, but it's just going to be a bit more focused on your skills of an artist. And after that's all said and done, we can take some questions from chat if they have ideas. And then if you have questions from me toward the end of the show, feel free to field them, and I will do my best to return the favor.
Long walks on the beach, yay or nay?
Save it for later.
Oh, yeah,
But yes, I like them. All right. So the first question... Oh, that's not the right one to press. Whoops. So the first question is more of a trick question because I already know the answer. It's not even really a question. How we met.
How we met. So you see, everyone, we one day in the large cosmos of the galaxy, a giant meteor apparently hit me. It was kind of hard, kind of dealt with it. Crash was there, all this stuff happened, things exploded. He did like this amazing voice acting thing. It was really cool. I actually hated him at first because I was like, damn bastard trying to save me from the universe. But you know what? We're actually kind of cool buddies now. And this is half joking, but also half true. Admittedly, I was just like, oh, this bastard. What am I'm supposed to deal with this guy?
Yeah.
Here, you partially know the truth, but I'm also partially gonna give you some extra info.
Hey, you're helping me out make more lore than I have. I was kind of spacing whenever Tabby was asking about Dokuro and my lore, and I was just like, you know. But
yeah.
For real though, I believe we met the first time that we met properly was via Sonic Mega's
It is the Sonic
Ace
Mega.
Attorney live dub. I believe it was Justice for All, yeah?
It is Justice for All. So here's the thing, why I said that it was partially true that I did dislike you at first. Because you were so good at what you did. No joke, I was just like, all right, I have to deal with this community, do my thing, crack knuckles, just get through all this. Because Justice for All, was a tumultuous time. Without stating all the background stuff, as a mod, I pretty much had to do a lot of things back there. And so I appreciated people who were very, good at what they do. And so I appreciated you, but I hated how, like, on time and how good you were. There's this little part of me that's just kind of like, damn, he's so on top of everything. He's so good. He's so formal, though. I hate it. Chillax a little, please.
I remember the first message I actually got from you, DM-wise, was like, hey, Judge, wake up. We started. And I was like, ah! I was terrified of color. I was terrified because I was like, oh, shit, this is Colorbrews. This is one of the big mods. This is, like, someone that Sean Chiplock trusts. Oh god, she's gonna break my freaking kneecaps. I felt like I had to be on time. I had to be, like, punctuality is a thing I try to maintain, but god, I was just, the second I was like, oh god, she hates me, and I've screwed it all up. Oh, great googly moogly, it's all gone to shit.
Technically, he was right. I did hate him for not the reasons that he thought it was, though. And then I was like, okay, never mind. He's pretty cool. Because then over the course of the live dub, I went through so many troubles and so many things that eventually it was just like, no, never mind. I love him being good. He's doing great. Let him be. He's a good dog.
And then I think that was us talking on a more professional level. And then I think I reached out to you about asking for commission. And then I was watching your stream of Okami. And then, for better or worse, you asked if I wanted to do some voice acting. And then we had been talking and in correspondence ever since.
Yeah, no, so that Okami stream, no joke, was one of my first times I was actually doing an ongoing game. Most of my games have been like one-shots or like just one or two streams at most. I did not do continuation. So I was like hella anxious because I was doing that. And also since you had a good rep and I knew you wouldn't do anything, for lack of a better word, stupid on my stream. Little did I know he voiced the stupidest character in the entire game.
Which one? I voiced? Oh, you meant Oki. Because I was like, because I voiced voiced a bunch of ridiculous characters.
I was gonna say Blockhead.
Oh, that one. Hello, it's me, Blockhead. Lightning Bringer.
Lightning Bringer as well, the scientist. Oh my god, he was fan-freaking-tastic, and the amazing amounts of just energy that he brought to the stream, and also the amount of ad-libbing, because he was flubbing some of his lines as was it Ida?
Yeah.
The messenger guy?
Yep.
And then just change it to becoming a he's having a stroke in the middle of his talk is peak. Absolute peak.
You called me in to voice Gekigami, and then I tricked you. I tricked you as if I got you. I tricked you. It was like, oh, you thought he was just going to be a serious character. No.
That's exactly what it was. I was just like, oh no, he got me with the humor.
You fool.
But yeah, no. Turns out, I'm glad that changed. The initial perception changed, and that we're now good buddies.
Yeah.
I genuinely care about you. This has been fantastic, and I'm hella honored I've been voiced guest and or guinea blob on your stream for Constellation Conversation.
It's been like 2-3 years that we've known each other. Yeah.
Oh my god, has it?
Check your DMs. And
I'm scared. I'm
sure
scared to look. I'm not going back.
Because it was around that time, like I think this was like either during Okami or after we started talking about Octopath and Bravely, and then we just kind of started popping off about that.
Yes.
And then you introduced me to Sea of Stars, and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we're gonna do another stream of that, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever the DLC drops, I'm gonna do it. We have to get Mayatsumi to play it.
Yes! Oh my god, as a lover of RPGs, Maitsumi would love...
Maitsumi's in the chat right now, but we gotta get her to play it.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Color, as I initially stated, we are here to talk about your skills of an artist. Because while you have many talents, first and foremost, it's part of your name. You are a very, very talented artist. So, if you don't mind, I would love to pick your brain about that part of your life.
Oh, much like how we met, I also hated art when I first started out.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie.
Speaking of which, how long have you been doing art?
Since high school. I don't know. According to my given age, that would be about 7 decades now.
Goodness gracious. You must be good by now, yes?
That just means you guys all need to take time on art because I'm nowhere near where I want to be at the moment. But yeah, no, I started art pretty much the beginning of high school, around when I was 14 years old, maybe 15. And it was because, and this is kind of a bit of personal history, I got separated from my parents and my family for reasons that I will not describe on stream, and I needed some coping mechanisms. So art kind of became that outlet for me. Yeah, so basically got into a bunch of like anime and started doing that. I actually started out drawing a lot of things like from Fushigi Yugi and Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually, I think were like some of my first things I got like hella inspired by. Never met an artist that was where they want to be. No, yeah, I don't think any artist would be. And if you do find artists that's like that, well, kudos to them. But yeah, that's about the time I got into art. And what got me art, coping mechanisms, anime,
Figured.
and yeah, I know the Yu-Gi-Oh mentioning.
Yu-Gi-Oh mentioned, thank you, Dad.
People don't need to know about that past of mine. I try to keep it hidden.
Hey, it's okay. I had a Yu-Gi-Oh past at one point too. So anyway,
yeah,
I still kind of do. I like Masked Heroes because I like the artwork of those. There's a lot of cards that look really neato.
Like Kazuki Takahashi just has an amazing style. Like it's so dynamic. It's so neat. I loved a lot of like the shonen dynamicism, but I'm soft love. I love the shoujo like whimsy lines and whatnot.
I heard Colorbrews are being put on the stand. Not really a stand. It's on a couch, so it's comfier than that.
He gave my butt some cushion. It's great.
Who are your inspirations, Color?
What if I say it was you?
Well, as flattering as that is, I meant like, so voice acting heroes for me is like Liam O'Brien and Jameson Price. Is there a particular artist, or is there just something that was like, yeah, that's what I like. I want to do stuff like that.
Everybody. I am stealing everybody. Like Kirby, I will eat you and absorb you.
That's fair.
But nah, I guess it changes every, like, you got, like anime seasons, you got different inspirations each time, right? And there's always going to be like some that come and rotate back in, and that's like their time skip. You get to see them back again. My current inspirations, because it changes each time, I think I've been on a Yo Yoshinari kick. If you ever seen Studio Trigger and Imaishi, those two are like the big concept artists and big animators for Studio Trigger back in the day. I am looking a lot more at their stuff because I want my stuff to be more dynamic. But when I look towards like coloration, there's an art. It's now become like all these artists on Twitter and Blue Sky, where they would show. It's a lot more Japanese artists that I get inspired by. Every now and again, I get Western artists. Like if you know Nicholas Cole, the concept artist for the remake of Spyro the Dragon and some of the Crash Bandicoot series.
Very good.
Very beautiful coloration work. Like I get hell inspired by that. And yeah, those are my current ones. it's been leaning towards other people too. I know a lot of people are also looking at like what's her name? Yome Maya. I cannot remember her name. Mai Yone Mai, I think, or something like that. I apologize. I'm bad with names.
Believe
it's part
you
of
me, trust me, you're preaching to the choir. It's all good.
neurodivergency.
It's okay. You're fine. Trust me.
But yeah. And Mika Pikazo, of course, everyone has seen their coloration as well. So I kind of like hop between each kind of different ones, and just, you know, I pick things depending on the piece that I'm making at the time, being like, oh, this piece is more dynamic piece, so I'll go towards like animator stuff. Oh, this piece is more based on color, so I go towards like the coloration stuff. And that's kind of how I just go through my inspirations. Yeah.
Yeah. I also kind of have a bit of an inspiration kick. Like if I watch a show or play a game or something like that, if I like a performance, I'll kind of add some of the affectations to my own speech whenever I talk to myself. I know it's cringe. It's cringe. I know.
No, please never stop doing that. It's what makes it so good. You are the culmination of all your inspirations.
I mean, it's helped doing impersonation voices. I've gotten my Liam O'Brien to be okay.
Well, that's the beauty of voice acting, right? Is because, hey, even if you mess up on a voice, that becomes uniquely your own version of whatever that is. That's the cool thing.
I had not seen Mika Pikazo.
Mika Pikazo's so good, right? Their coloration style is so... Oh, God, I'd eat it up. It's so tasty. It's like visual candy.
Speaking of that, what you love and what you don't love. What about art do you love and what you don't love so much? This doesn't necessarily have to be you grilling somebody or just going... Basically, like, personal preference. Like, what's something in art or what's like an art style that you are like, yeah, this brings joy. And this other thing, it's just not your thing. It's just not your bag.
Oh, I was ready to pull out all the stops, man. I'm ready, man.
Hey, you can go off if you like. I'm not going to hold you back. You don't have to if you don't want to, but feel free to just fire on all cylinders. Be my guest, which you already are.
Here's duality of love. Love could be soft or danger. It's fine.
Matsumi likes when you go off, so go ahead.
Whoa, hey. Dinner and movie first. But let's see. As far as liking art, one of the things that I didn't realize I liked, here's like one of those secret, like, oh, hey, this seems like rather obvious, but now you get like the new self-discovery. When you're in art, it's a very slow process. Never go into art thinking that you're going to be like amazing right away. It's a recipe for failure. But I was very lucky to go on to be the main mascot creator and designer and artist, illustrator for this event called Anikura Unison, which is this amazing for charity type stream where otaku DJ artists will put these set lists, and they're all across the world. So there's a bunch of these groups that you didn't know, anime DJ groups that go across the world, and they will do DJ set lists and will ring in the new year per time zone. It's super cool. And I create the main mascot for that event every year.
Ooh.
And so I wasn't thinking of it. And every time I make a new design for Uni, the mascot, she gradually got better every time. And every year they're just like, oh man, this is peak. Wait, this one's even better. Oh man, this, like, every year, just this is the best I've seen. And so the graphic designer that I was working with lined all of the unis up into one image, or into two images. So he was like, here's season 1, then here's season 2, with the remaining years. And I was just looking at it being like, oh, I actually improved, which sounds dumb, right? It sounds dumb, like, well, yeah, if you do something enough, you're gonna get better. Yeah. But legitimately, like, when you're in the trenches, you don't realize how far you've dug, right? It isn't until you go back and you're like, oh, hey, I did that. And that's like the best feeling I've gotten in recent memory of terms of like doing more art and feeling like I'm making something. and also styling on people. That's also a really good feeling. I'm not gonna lie. There have been times that I've just been like, hi, would you like to know how to draw this? Does it in 10 seconds? Yeah, because I'm a god. Thanks. That also feels great. I'm not gonna lie. So, duality of ego, I guess, in that sense. As far as going off of things I dislike, God, the brain, it's less of the art and more of the brain. Your mind does not like telling you you're doing good. Your mind goes through and you're just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna practice hands. Everything hurts. I hate this. Why?
I've heard hands are very difficult. Which
see, that's the other thing that I'm kind of like gaining more technique on, is that I now can draw hands fairly decently and fairly quickly and in dynamic poses, so I could style on them losers. But
I was listening to this podcast, and they're talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and one of the characters, or two of the characters specifically, one of their main things about them is they have two right hands. So having to draw a hand in reverse already, and having to do that like to make it animated, must just be an absolute damn nightmare.
I hate them. I'm hearing it. I don't even know what they look like, and I already hate them.
Guess what? Neither of them are good people.
Good.
Neither of them are good people.
Oh,
criminy.
Let's see. As far as and also of course the don't love. Of course, hands are like the easiest one, but
Is there like a style that you're just like some artists, like I'll notice on their commission sheets, it's like, oh, I don't do mecha, I don't do XYZ. Is there like a certain, like, you look at a manga, it's like, this is good, like story wise, but I just can't get into the art, or this game's like, I just can't get into this.
I've had many of those. Oh god. I'm probably going to catch flack for this, but the big old googly eyes and the tiny mouth, I know they call it big eyes, small mouth style. There was a specific kind back in, I don't know, like
Alita Battle Angel, is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Let me look up what Alita. How do you spell that?
ALITA Battle. It'll autofill. It'll be fine.
Okay, got it.
It'll know what you're talking about. I also thought that was pretty uncanny.
Kind of, but not. That's close. That's very close. I'm talking like the shoujo, even cutesier kind of look, where the eyes are like, the irises
like
fill
Rose
up
of
the
Versailles.
entire eye. Yeah, I think so. So yeah,
overly sized, dewy eyes and stuff like that.
Digicart, like, it's okay. But God, when I keep on, it becomes kind of uncanny when it's not the Digicart characters. Like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it.
Guys are so big that the brain shrinks to make room. Hello, Tabby.
See, like when Puss in Boots first did the whole like, oh wow, googly eyes, I was just like, yeet that cat. I would instantly yeet that cat right here and right now. Those googly eyes do nothing for me.
I guess that kind of filters into the next question. What are your pet peeves for art?
Oh, with other people or with myself? Because they are.
Let's go with both. Let's go with both. Like, okay, for a good example, like one of my pet peeves that drives me up a wall that will lead to Crash getting very angry. Mouth noises. I don't like listening. It's part of the reason why I don't like listening to people eat. But also hiccups. I get very, very, very upset when I get hiccups, especially when I'm trying to record something. If I have to scream and I have hiccups, it puts me in a very bad mood immediately.
I know there's something. I can't think of it off the top of my head because I wasn't prepared for this, guys. As far as pet peeves, it's a lot of my pet peeves tend to be my frustrations of like, you have this vision in your head and then you put it on paper and it's nothing what you think it is. It's like you look at it and you know it's not anywhere close to what you want it to be. And that's like normal though, right? So like I'm trying to think of what's a digital thing or a artistic thing that I would be like very annoyed for, and I can't think of one right away, but I know I've gone on like so many rants about it. Yes, hold on. I'm Colorbrews. I know exactly what I get annoyed by. The color wheel is CMYK. I'm sorry. You do not get to say, oh, hey, I think red, blue, and yellow are the primaries. No, they're not! Go away! I will fight you! I will fight you here now! And so many people who are just like, oh, but you're doing digital art, so it's a different color. Like, learn your color wheels, please. Talk to me. I will teach you about color. I'm that. There you go. There's my pet peeve.
That's perfectly fine. Hey, we're here for it. We're here for it. Has art helped / hindered you with any other skills / things in your life? Like, has it lent itself, or has it changed your mindset to how you approach certain things that it just becomes kind of a hindrance?
Weirdest one, cleaning. I've become a better cleaner due to art.
Well, that's
I
nice.
hate it. Because I'll see my partner, Steele. I'll see Steele, like, cleaning something, and he's like, okay, I'm done with it. And I'll go over and be like, that's an extra speck I see right there. That's an extra little grimy spot. I don't think you cleaned that at all. Oh. And then suddenly everything looks stupidly dirty to you. It's awful. I wish I was less detailed, but here we are.
Steele and you were partners? That's one of the questions.
I know, what a concept, right?
Good God.
Wax on, wax off, absolutely. But the other thing is that after going through the turmoils and trials and tribulations of art, I actually found out it made it easier to voice act.
Really?
Yeah. So in creative endeavors in general, whenever you do something, you go through the creative process. So a lot of times when people start out with voice acting, the biggest thing you hear is, oh no, I hate the sound of my own voice. It's nothing what I think it is. The visions in your head, and when you put them to your hand, are nothing what you think they are. They're never going to be. And then when you start doing more art, you get better at it once you learn the bigger concepts. In voice acting, same thing. Once you learn the bigger concepts of how to utilize your tools, how to manipulate things, and work things in your own style. Everyone's always like, oh, I want to have my own style in art, just like in voices. Oh, I wish I had my own unique voice, or a voice that people want to hear. And it's like, it's not about the style or the voice that you have or any of that. It's literally just kind of going through the process and learning how to use it. It applies with art, it applies with voiceover, and it applies with anything that you, quote unquote, would need a style or a creative endeavor. Same thing with, I'm assuming, music as well, where people are like, oh, I want my own, unique way of making music. And I'm just like, it's all the same, actually. And so I actually found myself progressing much faster in voice acting because these concepts were already transferable in a mental kind of capacity. I was prepared to get that critique. I was prepared to do all of the fundamentals, essentially, and learn all these different things, whether it's commercial or character, animation or gaming or whatever have you. And then, like, just by doing it, you, quote unquote, have your own style, know what you're doing, utilizing your tools. And that's kind of probably more surprising than people think. But yeah, it expresses in both ways.
That's a very interesting way to put it. I was honestly just kind of thinking of like, oh, okay, so like voice acting lends itself to singing and vice versa. That tracks because it's like it's both a physical thing because you're using the same, you're using the same instrument. But actually, oh yeah, no, a proper headspace can also probably, help out with discipline and help out with, setting proper goals, small and large, of how to progress in something you're trying to improve upon.
It's why you might find yourself, if you find yourself in one rut, they say go to a different creative endeavor and it will help you. Just because it's not the physically same thing, I found out that it just helped me prepare myself better, which honestly, headspace is like 50% of the game, yo. I'm not gonna lie. If you go into a booth with the wrong headspace, it's gonna be bad. You go into a drawing with the wrong headspace, it's gonna be bad. Don't do it.
Speaking of which, what do you consider as your strengths / specialty?
Gee, I wonder. With surprisingly, it's a tangent of color. One thing that people have always stated they liked about my work is my utilization of lighting, which is an expression of color. I find that a lot of my works tend to have very distinguished lighting. I take very good care into making sure that lighting is well done in my pieces as of late. But of course, I do these things called experimental cauldrons in my own community where I notice a lot of people struggle with color, which color is information. At the end of the day, it's just extra information and how you express that information. If we turn this entire place to be grayscaled right now, it's just taking away information, and you could replace that with any other color. And that's what makes color so fun, is because it's actually the most loose, and I hate to say it, in terms of drawing, it's actually kind of the least needed thing in an illustration. It's support. It supports information. It helps things. It helps guides. It's the most fun, but also it is something that people struggle with a lot. And so I'm very happy to say that lighting and color are things that I find as something special and something fun, because it's I've gotten off track. Oh no. Because it is my specialty, and so I want to help others kind of recognize that if you put certain things together, they look a certain way and give you different information. But at the end of the day, it's you who's making the illustration and how much information you want to give. There we go. I circled around. I got back to it.
Is all good. Hey, if you want to ramble, that's what this whole space is for. It is to feel free to go off on a tangent. We are here for you.
I'm here for you guys. You don't even know. Underneath this table, I could be like having legs and then just like wiggling it the entire time.
It's true.
And that's the entire point of this, is to showcase to you guys that I'm a goober.
See, the thing is, I can also see at the couch, and wow, boy, you guys are missing something.
I honestly don't know why I'm here, but you know what? I'm gonna try anyway.
What do you struggle with in art?
So, here's the thing. I am a person of nuance. I really dislike this idea that, oh, just get better at one thing and you'll understand. Just do the thing. And currently, I'm going through perspective, right? And so people are just like, oh, I know perspective. It's 1 point and 2 point, etc. And the black-white mentality of just like these things. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, look, I understand these basic concepts. But what if I want to do 3 point? What if I want to do 5 point? And then like there's 6 and 7 point that goes beyond, which is insane. You ever have those images where they like try to show a picture of the room and it's like that weird curvature that spans across different like areas? That's 6 and 7 point. Don't worry about it. You're hardly ever gonna use those. But every time I try to get the idea of these things, everyone kind of gives me the basics over and over and over again, and I'm like, I'm tired of the basics. Give me the hard stuff. So it's a struggle to kind of like find the right challenge that you need to get yourself to the place that you want to in any sort of subject. So currently I'm struggling with perspective, but later on it'll be anatomy, and then the next day it'll be like lighting. I'll discover more, and it keeps on going on and on and on, and it's never ending. It's like every time you find a thing, there's more. It's the Hydra. Speaking
of never ending and trials and tribulations, how do you deal with art block?
So I'm gonna say that over time I have learned to overcome my struggles, and I don't really get art block as much.
Well, fuck this question, I guess.
It's interesting because I used to get art block. I always figured like, oh no, I have art block, and I found out it's less of art block in terms of like your creativity, but in terms of like if a piece isn't going well for you, do something else.
Yeah, chat's getting a little salty.
Yeah, get salty. I'm freaking powerful, guys. Fight me, bro. I am sick and tired of, oh, woe is me, humble artist. No, I'm not good. I'm a god, okay? And I'm only going to get better. Get on my level.
Oh, criminy.
I know this is the person who does your tech work. Deal with it.
Hey, look, it's fine. This is what we do. This is how we ball.
And I don't mean that art block doesn't exist, because I had it when I first started out. It's really difficult because the thing is, you keep on banging your head against one wall, and that's the block, right? Just walk around it, go to another wall. You could beat that other wall easier. Just do a different project, do something non-art, and I guarantee you it will help you come back to it. It's the same thing when people say, oh, if you have difficulties with like a puzzle or math problem, go to sleep and then come back to it. If it blocks you, if you keep on thinking about it and keep on focusing on it, all you're going to do is think that, oh, how am I? Woe is me. I cannot figure this out. This is so sad. Come back to it later. I guarantee you'll come up with something new. Or, as I love to say, and people are going to hate me for this, kill your babies. And
you want to elaborate on that?
I will elaborate on killing your babies. And I will say this. I know they say like kill your darlings or destroy whatever's precious to you, but I like saying killing babies because it gets reaction. Yay. Is because when you keep something so precious to you, your idea of it is that it has to be this perfect singular ideal of what you're trying to draw. And I'm assuming this is also the same thing in voice acting and any other creative endeavor. The more you keep on tackling at it the same way, you're not going to get it. So just throw it away. It's okay to start over from scratch. There are times where you've drawn this beautiful eye on one side of the face and it's gorgeous, beautiful, it's amazing. And then you try to draw the other eye and you're just like, everything sucks, everything's terrible.
Screw it, this character has an eye patch now.
But that's the thing, right? You could change it to be like, okay, now I'm changing the entire concept. Now it has an eye patch. Or you could just erase the entire thing and try something else.
Or screw it, they're a Cyclops now.
Yeah!
I mean, same difference, honestly, I guess, if you think about it, but whatever.
Yeah. But that's it. It's thinking around the problem. You're not wrong. You're actually not wrong.
And that's how your baby was made.
That's how your baby
But by world-renowned Ringo Starr.
And so, like, there are many different ways you could go around it, right? But it depends on what the situation is. Do you want to learn how to draw both eyes? Do you want them to wink? Do you want to put an eye patch? Would you rather hide the hands or would you want to tackle them? And it all depends during the time. There are people stuck in certain mindsets all the time being like, I am the hand master, so I need to be able to draw hands good all time. And you're like, dude, it's okay. Today could be the day you don't draw hands. That's fine. And that's something I feel that people who have art block get so fixated on, is that they have to do it this certain way. And it's like, no, just relax, bro, do something else.
I feel like that would be me, because I feel like if it's not right the first time, then you're wrong, you're doing it bad. Wrong. Stop being bad, you're doing it wrong, do it better. It has to be perfect.
We beat ourselves up. Yo, I get it. I'm a perfectionist too. We beat ourselves up over this.
I didn't used to be this way, but then I started getting cast for money.
Uh-oh.
And now I have this. And now I am my father's son. God.
And now you have art block, so step away from it, ho.
Goodness gracious. Etiquette / red flags. This is more in terms of taking on clients / potential commission work. We'll
That's interesting.
We'll be talking more about about clients and the commission side of your job. But for you, as obviously the way I've always seen how to interact with artists, it's always like, if they say on their profile the commission's closed, don't ask if the commissions are open unless they just haven't checked. Just try to learn how to read, but try to understand, like, hey, if an artist already has pre-established rules of like, I don't do this, or this, don't ask for that. But for you, what is your base like? For you, what would be kind of say like, hey, here's what I expect out of a client, if they want to actually work with me on a consistent basis. And also, here's some things I just try to here's like some bugaboos that I just try not to, I try not to mess with too much.
Okay, so first of all, I was gonna say this is just a thinly veiled way for Crash to have better commissioning skills to artists, isn't it?
I
Secondly,
have very good commissioning skills, thank you very much. I don't haggle. I don't negotiate with what their rate is. Their rate is their rate. I try to be very polite. I say, "Hello, are you open for commissions? If so, let me know what your rates are." That is my message.
guys, he doesn't know the MS Paint strats. He doesn't know the MS Paint strats, yo. So, funnily enough, I actually have stories for a lot of these different types of both beneficial and horror stories. Because luckily, I didn't have too many like typical horror stories. A lot of my horror stories were actually again, it's all about the nuance. Well-meaning people who don't know that they're about 2 steps away from me slitting their commission. Yes. Yeah. Where the one that I'm thinking of like right away is there was a time where someone asked, "Oh, hey, I want my commission to have like an angry, D&D character doing this thing."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Okay, I got that. That's fine, right?" And I draw it and they're just like, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, like my commission was a barbarian, and so I know that you're probably like on this, cutesy blob side, but I'm leaning like some rage in my art. So I just want to do. I'm just sitting there like,
Did they
you
not
said
look
angry.
at? Did they not look at
You
examples of
didn't
your
give me.
artwork before?
No. Well, that's even the thing is that it's not that I can't do it. I can do rage.
I don't doubt that you
Trust
can.
me.
I don't doubt that
Exactly.
you can. But it's like
They didn't give me
establish that
any-
beforehand.
Exactly. They didn't. They're just like, draw him angry doing this thing. And I'm like, all right, that's anger to me. You didn't say raging. You didn't give me any examples. You just said this word. I get that there are people who are writers. I get there are people who don't know the difference between visual and written word and kind of like utilizing these things. But in the same way, here's another thing where it's like this also saved me in voice acting, right? If someone said, "Hey, can you voice something angry for me?" Do you know how many different ways I could take that? Do you know how many differences there are? What kind of anger? Did I lose somebody? Did I lose a match? Am I at a funeral and someone's dissing my friend? Like, what's going on?
Notes are very helpful.
Notes, right? And so I'm just like, hi guys, if you're gonna commission someone and you're just like, I'm gonna give basic ideas and basic adjectives and then it's not what I wanted, that's on you. You did not give me visual references. And this is gonna slide right into the good things of people that I enjoy are the wonderful magic, the OP tech that no one ever thinks about, but when people do, it's great. MS Paint doodles. I do not care what your level of work is. I do not care if you are like, I've never picked up a pencil in my life. My biggest commission that I love showing to people is that they gave me this big written description, but on MS Paint, they took out a bunch of colored circles and just used the tools and made squiggly lines and be like, I'm just thinking this color circle represents this character doing this thing, and then this color circle is this character doing this thing. But I also want it to be like a slight top, not quite top down, but more like 3/4 top down. And it was everything to me. I knocked that out of the park. It was very easy for me to conceptualize, and it's not about making the MS Paint thing look good. It's to convey a visual message that the artist could understand.
Didn't Sean do something like that at one point?
He done like 5 of them. It's great. But once I told people about that strat, more people have been giving me like little doodles and being like, I just want something like this, and they'll like write personal notes onto it. And let's be real, they're not artists, so yeah, it's not gonna be like the best thing ever. It's stick figures at best. But it's so helpful. And it's a thing that artists and non-artists have disconnected on, of not knowing how to talk to each other on conveying what they want. Because I get it, as non-artists, you're like, oh, I don't want to showcase something that doesn't make sense, it doesn't look good. And it's like, that's not the point that you're asking for a commission. We're here to make it look good. Just give us the information. The more visual it is, the easier it is for us to take. If you put entire paragraphs of just word, my vision is going to be completely different than what you're envisioning. You put a visual thing onto there, instantly could tie it together. I'm sorry, I got on a rant.
No.
Hello, welcome to Colorbrews rant.
This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. Usually, whenever I commission an artist, the artist that I have commissioned a few times, it varies. It's also kind of like how my communication skills go with artists I've never commissioned before. So, like, for example, if I've never worked with this person before, whether it be with editing or whether it be with art commissions, if I haven't dealt with them before, I'm like, hey, hello, here is the commission I would like to do. Whereas with artists that I've chatted with or commissioned them before, I kind of have a decent idea of their rhythm and their groove. So, like, shout out to Roguzu, who is the director of a project I'm casting in Nexus Underground. She has designed a number of my D&D characters, as well as one of my PNG tubers that I used for when I was streaming Castlevania once upon a time.
Yo.
Big shout outs. But yeah, no, she kind of, we kind of get a decent like rapport back and forth of like, oh, here's kind of like like she'll send me like, hey, here's some basic shapes of like the general outline. Does this look good as a pose? And usually I'm pretty lax about that. Like, yeah, that looks good. Or maybe you can try change it to be like this. Of course, I always send them visual references, to make sure that, hey, this is the kind of vibe I'm going for. Always be kind to your artists. Don't make their lives easier so that they can make your lives easier as well. Seriously, don't be a dick about that. Anyway.
Good.
Also, pay your artists their rates. That's how they value their voiceover. That's how they value their work. That's how I value my voiceover work. My rate is my rate. Anyway.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely on the money. And I feel like the haggle culture and the disrespect of artist culture is one thing. And it goes two ways. Sometimes you see artists who are just like, wow, oh, wow. That's a piece of work there.
If you can't afford them, that's not a problem. It just if their rate is out of your ballpark, you can just be like, sorry, I can't afford that. My apologies, and just step away, and they'll understand.
That's totally okay.
They'll get it. They'll get it. But don't be. You know what? Before we start, don't try to haggle. Don't be a dick. Anyway.
Yeah.
Next question. What would you like to learn / improve on?
I think I half answered this question, but right now I'm on a perspective kick.
Sure.
Yeah, I really want to make sure that my foreshortening and my perspective looks cool because it makes things look so neat. To get the action with the whatcha and then the whoosha and then the wah, and it's really cool. But you can't see my arm movements.
No, it's fine. You can't see my arm movements just yet either because I haven't had those. Haven't had that part fixed up yet. We're talking to Volta. We'll see what Volta's up to, but he's very busy.
No worries.
But I mean, like, is there a certain like? I keep seeing this on like commission sheets of like what they will and won't do, the mecha stuff, like because I don't know if I kind of factor into that. I know I'm heavily armored, but I guess that might kind of be mecha because
it depends on who you talk to. So here's the downside of art because it's so subjective is that I would say you're just armored, but I could easily see someone else being like that's a mecha man right there. And the reason why is because similar to perspective, it requires you to understand how to move these boxes and these shapes in a space that's the illusion of 3D space. If I were to draw you straight on, easy, no problem. Drawing you in, like, if I had to tilt your shoulder pads where one's away from me, suddenly everything gets like 3 times harder.
Yeah. I love my pauldrons, though.
The pauldrons are great. So things, and especially since you have a star on your face, I'm gonna ask every single one of you right now, can you all draw a star correctly on your first try? How many you can do that? Without using the little lines across the page technique, like actually just draw the outline of a star. Unless you have very, very good understanding of how shapes work.
Why you gotta do this to me, Color, on my own show?
That's what I mean, though, right? It's just like, Mr. Crash Star, I'm sorry to let you know, unless you actually know the tech and know how to do it, can anyone actually hand draw an outline of a star perfectly first try?
I'm such a fraud.
And that's what's And that's the beauty of it, though,
Ah.
is that Wah!
Sorry, I got my key bindings weird.
But that's the beauty of why artists are there, because it's like I have learned how to do that without having to worry and understand, and I have all the calculations and the technique in my brain. But that's why it's hard sometimes, because that took me years to actually be able to do, not just for a star, but for shapes.
It's just that one.
So.
SpongeBob, how did you draw a perfect circle? Well, first I drew this head, then I removed all these fancy shapes, and then I took off all this other stuff, and there you go, perfect circle. Oh.
Yeah.
You never saw SpongeBob, did you?
I actually know that one.
Okay,
because
good.
as an artist, I was always thrown to me.
Thank God the art episode is the one episode you saw. What is your dream project?
Oh, man. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Anything with Pokemon or Psy games. If I could ever get on any of those types of projects somehow, that would be amazing. I tend to not try to dream so big, not because I don't think it'll ever happen, but because the universe will hear me and it will screw me over in some way, somehow. I don't know what it is, but I try not to let them know. Everything's a lie. You did not hear this, universe, all right? I do not wish to be on those projects.
See, for me, dream-wise, like, I try to be vague. Although I guess Monkey's Paw kind of happened. It was like, oh, 3 kind of projects I want to be in. Fighting game, RPG, character action game. Well, I am in an RPG. I want to be a playable character, though.
Oh, no! Monkey Paw!
Don't get me wrong, I love Bernard. Yeah, no, it's nice to have something to kind of like... I guess there is, like, you want to have a hyper-specific dream of, like, okay, here's the big... This was actually a thing I worked on. This was whenever I was working, when I was taking classes from Richard Horvitz. Part of the process was like, okay, what kind of goal do you have in mind? And I was like, okay, I want to be in Guilty Gear. It's like, okay, what steps do you need to take to be in Guilty Gear? Well, here's what you do. And then I would look up, like, okay, where did they do the recording? Who was the casting director for that? I was like, okay, find a way to get a chance to work with this person, etc., and just kind of little steps to get to the big goals. But I'm keeping it vague at the moment, so that's kind of
fair.
Yeah.
Another project that I want to have, and this is also kind of vague, but also kind of funny and very selfish. I've told people before, they're like, "Oh, what's your big thing in voice acting?" And I tell them it's actually connected to my art. Is that my goal in voice acting is to voice any sort of character that will require me to make my own print. My goal is to be able to draw my own character prints. That'd be so cool. That'd be
rad.
so cool. And be like, oh, who voiced this character? Me. Who drew it? Me.
Oh, yeah. It's all coming together. It would be like Anime Impulse thing where they have like the actor like Johnny Young Bosch trying to draw Ichigo's face, but you would just like, they'd be like, okay, Miss Brews, you can stop. No, it needs to be perfect. I got a style on you guys.
I need to show them.
You will sit there and you will wait. No, like they're like, okay, Miss Brews, pencils down, and you just stab the knife in the table. It's like, okay, never mind. You take as long as you need.
I am going to finish this right here, right now.
Criminy. All right, here's a multi-parted one. So, what piece of yours are you the most proud of? What piece of yours do you like the most? What piece of yours do you dislike the most? And what piece would you like to redo?
As far as that bottom one, every single one of them, all of you, go into my basket right now. You all suck. I could do better, I swear. This goes, God, okay, so this is hard because, like, I am proud when I make these pieces for my commissioners and for myself and whatnot. It is the curse of being an artist, right? We're never satisfied with where we're at. And so I have drawn so many really cool pieces for people, and story-wise, I started out with Dragalia Lost. My entire art career has always begins with Dragalia Lost. I'm sorry. My everything career begins with Dragalia Lost. But I was very lucky to be able to draw for 1, 2, 3, 4, dozens of voice actors for the characters in that game. And it was a huge honor because I was just getting my little blobby feet wet for getting print done, and so getting the actual voice actors asking me to do their prints was just like, oh my god, that's so cool. But also later on, several of them, because they're all Canada based, started voicing in this show called World Trigger. And I didn't know at the time, but it's a very good shonen anime. And I would recommend the manga more, but like the anime ain't bad either. It's different than your usual. I highly recommend it. But then they're just like, we know an anime artist who's done our print commissions for, and within 2 weeks of each other, all, 4 of them decided to ask me and be like, hey, so we have this little convention that has World Trigger stuff in it. Do you mind if you could do our commissions? And then suddenly I'm just kind of like, okay, yeah, the first one, 2 weeks, not too bad. And then there's a second, and then a third, and then a fourth. But you could see my evolution of art where I did all of them, and then you see the ones I did for them formally, and I'm just like, hey, can I have those old prints back? I'll redo them for you. They don't look so good anymore. And so as far as like actual individual pieces I want to redo, it's down to all of them. As far as my proudness, it's technically also a lot of the print work I've done, and a lot of stuff I've done for others. Here's the sad truth for me though, is that I have yet to make a personal piece that I'm extremely proud of. That's something I'd like to work on this year. Thanks.
It's all good. All good. Okay.
Yeah.
Now for the next question. This one comes from the heart. What has/would make you feel like you made it as an artist?
Draw my own voice acted character.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the. I feel like making it is such a weird way of.
And that's why I have the parentheses around it.
Yeah. It's because it's true, right? For anyone else, like what means that have you made it, right? Is it actually succeeding at doing the thing that you wanted to do in art, or is it a business thing? Because like business-wise, I would love to, hey, voice my own character I've drawn. That'd be cool, kind of deal. But also like in technical aspects, when I could draw hands, in every angle from memory, is that a thing, right?
Yeah.
Or is it like, hey, I've made it as an artist when you could have, when you've been noticed by senpai, right?
Yeah.
There's so many ways you could take this as what you've made it with. So, like, if Cygames ever noticed me, or if the Pokemon Company ever noticed me, that'd be great as far as like business stuff and social media stuff. But as far as like technical work, if I can nail down action perspectives and be able to turn people in my head and like visualize that space much easier, and it comes down the page, I think I've quote unquote made it. And of course, voice acting size is technically business. Like, I want to draw it. I want to draw whoever that future character is that I'm gonna be the primary voice of. Please. Yeah, but that there. Three answers. Get the 3-for-1 deal. There you go. Only on the blog.
Here's your monkey's paw color. You get a phone call from Hideki Kamiya. Colorbrews.
Oh, no.
We've seen your artwork. We would love for you to provide the barking noises for Chibiratsu.
Why would you do this? Sure. Okay. I guess. I'll take it. For those of you who don't know, I have a very big dislike for the Okami Den.
I don't know why you hate that poor little puppy.
I don't hate the puppy. I hate what they did with the story, and it was just not an Okami game. It's not.
Well, speaking of video games, here comes a big old another word block, as well as big opinions. Great art, not so great game/show. Not so great art, great game/show. Not so great art, not so great game/show. Great art, great game, great show.
Oh man, God, this is bad because I went through like a cycle of these, and so my guilty pleasure is villainous manga, and man, do I go through all of these. So, great art, not so great gamer show is actually harder for me because I'm very much like, I don't care how beautiful your art is. If I don't feel any substance from it, why am I here? Why am I playing this? Why am I reading, watching this?
I would feel like it's just kind of like it looks so good, but potential lost because the rest of it just kind of falls on its face.
I want to say like Tales of Arise is one of them that comes to me. Final Fantasy 13, was it?
13 is the one with lightning, snow, and the rest of the
yeah.
and the rest of the Lassie.
A lot of these RPGs, I feel like a lot of times these later RPGs, I can't feel a lot of substance from it because it loses me in some of like, oh, but look how pretty everything is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was arguing this for a long time too on graphics, right? Some of my favorite games are the ones that are more stylized games, which I think explains why I love Okami, why I love Wind Waker, why I love was it Ghost Trick and things like that. Highly stylized.
Yeah.
Because it's just so much more. It's more the style is there to emphasize. It's timeless. But it's also because like it makes you feel like the story has some meaning against it, right? There's a reason why they chose the Okami, the brushstroke style of Okami. There's a reason why they made everything so angular and so interesting with Ghost Trick, you know? And like even in Wind Waker, where it's just like, oh, it's just, another Zelda game, right? In Wind Waker, if you look at the animation that they worked on it, Link, if you walk him upstairs, he walks on every step. Mm-hmm. Do you know how hard that is? That's insane. What? Like, the efforts that they put into it and the beauty that they put into the stylization is great, and the substance is also pretty great. I mean, talk what you will about the ending part of Wind Waker. I get it. Crunch and all that. But it's those things that feel timeless and fun that they try to factor in the story and the feeling of it more so than just, oh, look, pretty. I could say that for like so many anime and shoujo, especially shoujo and shonen. Like, shoujo is all about the beauty, right? You have all these beautiful people and all these beautiful like drawings and whatnot. And because I am AFAB, I was bombarded with a lot of these things a lot of the time, and I just feel like it's the same thing I feel about sequels with Disney. Beautiful, and a lot of them just kind of fall flat on their face. I'm not gonna lie. So that's my era of great art, not so great game / show, is because those sorts of things is, I feel it's corporations just trying to make money by just putting the same coat of paint on top of everything and then saying, hey, it's great. And then it's not. I need substance, man. I need the drama.
I got you.
Not so great art, great game / show. See, that's the art is subjective.
No, I know. I kind of realized that talking to an artist.
But,
I'm like,
it is subjective, but I love seeing where people take this, because like the biggest one people talk about is the comic artist One, right?
Yeah.
The original creator of Mob Psycho and of One Punch Man. Thank you. And it's like, if you actually see their work, it evokes quite the emotion, despite it being really scribbly. Like, literally having freaking Murata, right? Yusuke Murata, god tier artist. Like, God, I would love to learn how to draw like him. Be able to do your work is a huge honor. But also being like, hey, yo, but Mob Psycho was completely created just by your own work. Like, it stands up to that. That's kind of insane for being an artist like that. I think that's why I try to heavily emphasize the substance of things, because it's like, it's what's underneath that makes the most sense and makes it fun. I mean, look at every 8-bit, 16-bit game back in the day. Like, I know a lot of people are like, wow, look at the graphics back in the day. They worked with so much with so little. But that's the beauty of it, right? Like, you look at the pixels of Mario and you're all like, yeah, that's some sexy peach pixels right there.
Vampire Survivors is literally just stolen pixels. Hey, here's stolen Bayonetta and stolen Simon Belmont,
right?
But it's fun as hell.
It's super fun. Like, no one's gonna go at Vampire Survivor and be like, yes, graphics of all time. But it's fun. It's great. It's so good. The original, like before Final Fantasy became super, 3D and everything. Granted, kudos to them for making everything look super gorgeous. But, we go back to 6 all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chrono Trigger. Live Alive. Things like that. Okay, now for great art, great game. Like, there's so many that people could note for this, right? On what that is, and on top of that, again, subjective. What's great and what's not great, etc.
Yeah. Again, this is just purely an opinion piece.
But if again, my guilty pleasure has been villainous manga lately, so I'm gonna give my shout-outs to another typical fantasy romance. Villains are destined to die, and what's the perks of being a villainess / what's so wrong with being a villainess. God, the way the people draw in those are gorgeous. It feels like every single time I see a new dress, it looks like a gorgeous wedding catalog. Like, oh damn, whew! Oh my god, and all of them, I swear, need anime adaptations. You're right, Steelhelm. God, those ones are just like great stories, great art, and everything's gorgeous. And as far as the game goes, all the stylized ones I mentioned earlier, of course, Okami being up there. Funnily enough, like, I love Octopath Traveler. I think the art is gorgeous. I think that's wonderful. And it's great story and everything. And I think that also goes up there, Octopath 2 specifically.
Yeah.
And I love my Bravely Defaults. I can't say if the art style is or is not. I think it's a very unique. And I don't know, it's very subjective to if people say it's great or not, because people always argue what's good, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also throw that up there as because the art attracts me, and then I stay for the substance. So, yeah.
Did we touch not so great art, not so great game / show?
Oh, I just call that garbage.
Oh, okay. Any particular?
No, we did not touch that one. I ignored it completely.
Stinkers that just like got your like immense ire?
God, what? There have been some that I got so up in arms about. I know I've ranted to Sumi about several of them. And I don't remember them off the top of my head of like where they're at. Not, and this isn't me being like, oh, whoa, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. No, I'm out to hurt your feelings. I just can't think of any at the moment.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I guess we could just say anything AI related, fuck them.
Yes!
There you go. That's an easy answer.
Easy!
Okay. This goes back to more of a professional, your professional experience. Most interesting client story, most exciting client story, weirdest client story. If you feel comfortable.
Oh. Yeah, I'm totally fine with this. I just don't know.
You don't have to name names, but...
Yeah, no. I'm of course I don't have to name names. I'm trying to think of like, God, what do I say as far as like client stories? Because a lot of them like I'm extremely blessed that a lot of them have been very, very kind. It would mean that like the ones that are weird or exciting or strange stand out, right?
Yeah.
But like, after getting asked by like a dozen or so voice actors, I got so really like excited. So all of them are very excitable, Excuse me.
All good.
It's I'm trying to see like which one's the most. Damn. No. Because I already told you about, like, I was asked one time about the whole rage thing, and that, like, got me but what about after that? And there's just so many. I guess being paid like $50 to make a doodle was the strangest moment, and where I've realized, oh man, I could get away with this. Like, there are times where I would say, like, where people would come to me for asking for help, and this is less of a client and more like, I guess I earned money, thanks. Where they're just like, hey, I need this art help with this one thing. I'm actually commissioning another artist, and I want to convey this message, and I'm like, all right, I guess I could consult you for whatever what you need. And it's like, I'm trying to say this is okay for an artist. I'm like, yeah, I'd actually recommend changing these parts and saying this instead. It'll make more sense to an artist if you do this, and you could add this thing instead. That'd be great. And then like, hey, thanks, check your Ko-fi. And I'm like, why is there an extra $50 in there? I gave you like, what? Okay, cool. Great, I guess.
I need to PayPal you some stuff for all the tech support you've given me.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's just I'm bombarded by very kind people, and I'm very blessed. So I'm just like,
just add it on to the commissions.
I tend to erase like really bad stories out. And as far as, can it be non-client story but still art related?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, weirdest one. Hey guys, did you know apparently 2 to 3 years ago someone tried canceling me and it didn't find out until this New Year's?
What the fuck?
Yeah, it's the funniest thing. And okay, so here's the thing. Apparently, this person was part of my community and was like a bright-eyed, bushy-tail, like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm excited to do art, and I've been doing art all my life, or whatever have you. And I was just like, okay, cool. So I don't know if you know. Oh, and also they came up to me for like commission pricing, like, oh, Colorbrews, I need to know, like, how do you do commission pricing? You're a professional artist, and there's this thing that I do that I call the Big Mac price list. Everything during the time, like a couple of years ago, a Big Mac was roughly about $5, right? 5 USD.
Sure.
And so I do this little thing where I see your prices that you are proposing, and I compare them to how many Big Macs can I get for that. And so if people come up to me, and if you haven't noticed already, I'm pretty aggressive with how I talk about things, even if it's whether it's good or bad. I try to make it funny, but it's all aggressive, because I'm tired of this, oh, woo, I'm so soft BS. No, we don't do that here, all right? Soft blob, hard takes.
You say as one of the things in Okami was you making the ooh woo face.
So they're just like, oh, I don't know how to feel about my pricing. And I look at it and I'm just kind of like, bitch, are you pricing your things? Is that a fully rendered full body image that you are doing that probably took you like at least 20 hours to do? Are you pricing that for 2 Big Macs? Are you for real? And I'm like, you're telling me I could get this entire thing for a combo meal? Ah, hell no! And so I was grilling them, being like, no, you don't get to do this to yourself. You're telling me that I could buy this for 2 Big Macs, 3 Big Macs? Hell no. Do you know how terrible that is? Do you know how terrible they are in eating a Big Mac in the US? They're awful. And you want to know what they did? They're like, oh, okay, thank you for that. I guess I never thought about it that way. I'm like, yeah, good, good. Love yourself, right?
Yeah.
They turned around and cried to everybody they know, Colorbrews is so mean!
Colorbrews said I need to make more, I should ask for more money. What the fuck?
So aggressive. They made me felt so bad about my pricing. It's awful.
To help what?
It was the funniest thing.
It's dumb.
It's so dumb. It was so dumb.
I feel stupid asking for like whenever I say, like, people ask me, what's your rate? I was like, I go by the standard indie rate. Thank God somebody listed it out, because I wouldn't know what to price my shit for.
Exactly.
Because it's like, I did a thing that was like a paragraph, and that paid a lot more than what I thought I was pricing. I was like, oh, this is about this much. This is what the rate says. Like, no, we're paying you this much. I was like, it's a lot more than what you said you would want. I was like, what? Okay.
Okay.
I didn't. Whatever, man. You're great. You're however much. Okay, if that's what you want to do, I'm not gonna say no.
And so I found out they started talking to like a group of 30 people and tried to get them to cancel me, and it wasn't successful because no one could get an actual argument off of that. And that's the end of my story.
Christ.
I found out about this because apparently that person was a little delulu in the head, and they lost several friendships. And one of those friends kind of told me like, "Oh, hey, since you and I are now good friends, there's something I need to tell you about that happened like 2-3 years ago." And I'm like, "This is the best news I've heard all New Year's."
Ain't the internet grand? Jeez. So, Color, you are also a very talented artiste. You stream, you do many art streams as well as occasional live dub streams.
Baby.
Streaming and art. So, Color, I assume it is a completely different ballgame / experience of doing art while streaming as opposed to just doing art by yourself, you know, just as kind of like a little way to relax. How has streaming affected the way that you do art? I assume just like having a community to just kind of also say, "Oh, this looks so good," or having, you know, occasional like the frame friends pop in and just chit chat with you. How has this changed your process, if at all? How has streaming affected your arting? Yeah.
So the reason, so everyone should know how I got into streaming was due to art, and it's technically the first stream was because I was working on AKL's emotes, and that's how I got into streaming. So I technically have to owe him to get me into streaming. However, I continued streaming because I said, "Oh, I have this little gene in my head that says, hey, you can't pay attention or stick to a schedule. So what if I utilize other people watching me as my schedule? Make me into a monkey see, monkey dance kind of deal." And so that way you could actually get some work done, because I'm very much the kind of person who says some work is better than no work. So even though it's harder to draw on stream, which I'll also tell you about my god powers on that later, I at least will get something done and get something started, because starting is the hardest part, right? So I set myself to a schedule, and that actually made it much easier for me to work on commissions, because now people are watching me, and if I don't do something while I'm being watched, oh no. But it actually opened up a lot of like my inner knowledge about art that made it much easier to convey certain things. And also, even if I make mistakes on stream, I'll take the art in the back and then like fix it up and then bring it to the client. But they'll never know.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up. It's like having however many eyes on you while you are, you know, working on your craft. Like I don't know if that adds extra stress or if it's a comfort, or because I know if I was doing
it's extremely stressful.
I know if I was doing my voiceover stuff, and I have so many, I guess that's with the live dubs and whatnot, but you know, doing professional stuff like reading a script, like not just doing "aha, I am Blackhead," ha ha ha, where obviously the point of that is to get people to, you know, to laugh it up, but you know, to have, you would just, I would probably just be in my head being like, oh god, if, like, it's like we're playing with games, like, oh god, I'm absolute dog water right now, oh, people are watching me, oh god.
I've learned it's all the content, baby. Whether you're good or bad at it, it's still you being there. And I joke about this all the time, but it is actually true. Sorry to break it to anyone who thinks that they're gonna make it on stream for being god tier artists. That's not how it is. Art streams are just chatting streams with extra drawing on the side. That is the truth. So it's not even like, at first I was extremely anxious, like who wouldn't be, right? Oh, I'm new to the streaming stuff. I want to do good. I want to be great at everything. And it's after I got used to it, and after dealing with some unsavory, you know, people, you kind of get used to being like, oh, now I'm just gonna do art, and if I happen to be distracted with, you know, people talking to me, cool, I got some art done. And if I happen to be just focusing on art, cool, I got art done. At the very end of the day, my goal for streaming, while yes, it'd be really neat to like quote unquote make it and get more popularity and more people to sub to me and etc., all of my art is pretty much extra marketing. So my art markets my streams market my art, and it's like this amazing Ouroboros that continues to work itself in. It's much easier nowadays once I've relaxed on that. At first, terrible, awful. I understand. Everyone's just like, Colorbrews, how do you draw and stream? It's so hard. I'm just like, you kind of just do it enough times, and you're just like, yeah, cool, I'm gonna do it. And if I do make progress, cool. If I don't make progress, cool. It feeds itself no matter what it is. And taking breaks to also entertain the chat every now and again, also fun. It is something where I'm just kind of like, yes, I'm just built different. I could do that. But it's something I've also enjoyed is teaching people about art. Like, due to the neurological divergencies in my brain, if you catch me on a tangent about anything art related, I might just answer it very in-depthly. One time, was it Devin Voix, VO, asked a question, and I was ready to bust out the entirety, just throw away my stream. This is all I'm going to talk about for the next hour. Because they asked, wait, you're saying to me that black is the absence? I thought it was white, or vice versa, right? And here's the secret of Colorbrews lore. White and black are both the absence and presence of all colors, depending if you're talking about pigment or light. And so I took away all of my illustration. I busted out how to actually understand light and color and how that all works together in your eyeballs and your cones, in how it works in science and how it works in paint. And then people at the end of it were just like, wait, hold on. Blob cooking. She cooking. Let her cook. Right? And people learned that day. It was fantastic. And that's the thing, though, is that if you're so rigid on this idea of, I need to be good on stream, I need to do XYZ thing on stream, and my art needs to be fantastic, throw that all away now, because the connections that you make on stream and what makes you a good streamer is to make the community feel like it's fun. But also, because you are you could only make the art that you make, so they're there for both your art and you. And that's why I have gained the super prowess of being able to stream and art. And despite it being stressful, once I start, it's no biggie. It's fine.
That sort of leads into our next question. As you mentioned, the first step is the hardest. How to become an artist? Tips for any newcomers?
I like to tie it back to the mindset. Again, like at first, mileage is going to be your biggest thing. It depends how much of a beginner you are, right? Because everyone has different. This should have been in my pet peeve thing. I hate the word talent. I hate the word talent so much because it's always used wrong. I'm going to murder that word and reuse it for something else. But talent, I feel, is not like you're talented at being able to draw this thing. Like, I'm not talented for being able to make art. I am skilled because I worked at art so hard. I actually hated art at first, and I was not good amongst all my peers, and I still feel like I'm not really good at times. But that's okay, because it depends on how much mileage I put into it and want to work on it. The talent comes from what is it that your innate abilities helps you, like just by you being you, come into art. For some people, they have an quote-unquote eye for detail. Lean into that. Some people are much more like they have a vision. One thing I love about Steele's work, because he is not an artist, but he loves shonen manga, he loves stories, he loves comics, he loves storytelling. If you ask him to bust out a comic or make a simple design or something, it's actually quite genius when you break it down, and it's so funny when he does it. His art is, to be worked on, but the fact that if he dedicated himself to it, he would make some of the funniest comics I would see. Things like that. Is that lean into your strengths on what your talents are. If it's details, if you like more action, if you like these things. I feel people get so caught up into wanting to be good fast, that they're not taking time to enjoy the process. And it's fine. There's nothing wrong with wanting to go fast, because I also want to learn to draw faster, stronger, better, etc. But take 50% of your time while also learning to give yourself something to enjoy, because it's definitely a journey, as Sumi said over there. It's enjoy what it is, lean into what it is, and even if you think, oh no, like what I like is dumb, I like, only hug bears, and like, then just draw your hug bears that you want. I don't care. Do it. People want to like understand what it is you want to get into art with. Lean into that. Love it, because you're not. No one's gonna get into art and make tons of money. Like that's AI bro talk. Okay, don't go into this thinking you're gonna be God right away. That's not how any of this works. Yeah. So if you want to know how to draw, then I could absolutely recommend tons of YouTubes, tons of places. I could state that I have a nice critique channel that anyone wants to have, and a ton of resources in my area if people want to talk about that, and you could DM me anytime. But
yeah, feel free to send me that.
Yeah, like I literally have an entire resources channel that I think is actually the most underused channel in my entire.
Please.
Yeah, it's literally chock full of things that I could help people and understand things. And depending on if you're beginner, intermediate, or whatever, you could always go back to the basics, right? Like, there's the mentality side. Here's an easy part for anyone who's new. Learn your shapes: square, circle, triangle. Basic shapes. They will save you in the end. And then when you feel like you're so cool and stronger and could upgrade yourself, maybe you could do spheres, cubes, and pyramids. Ooh, cylinders. Oh my. They all fit in the square. They do all fit in the square hole. So that would be like as far as mentality versus like actual art. Know your shapes if you want to do actual art. Know your mentality and lean into it for your headspace. Yee.
All right. Tell us all about you. This is kind of, feel free to shill anything. Any projects that you're working on, anything that we have to look forward from you in the year of our Lord 2025. Is there anything you're excited about? Or is there any shows that you're really digging? Any games you're digging? Anything? Just feel free to just shoot off the cuff.
Hi guys, I'm Colorbrews, and I like long walks on the beach and nice long dates and drinking smoothies. Or we could like skip that and just go on to hi.
Look, this is your segment. Go for it.
I guess for me, I'm kind of focusing on audio.
Yeah, you were doing so good. Son of a. It was so good. It was so good. It was going well for so long, and now everything decides that it fixed. Esper says it was fixed.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, hey.
Jump out of the call and come back in.
Me jump out of the call and come back in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's on your end.
Oh, it's on my end. Okay. 1 minute.
All right, and then give me the stream. Does it work now?
Yeah. Everything good? We good? Everybody fine?
You fine?
Are we good? All good?
There you go.
All right, we good.
Just got to do a little resetti.
Oy vey.
Honestly, knocking on wood, we did good so far.
It was going fine for a good long time. We got like a whole hour and a half of it just not shit in the bed, and then it was like, nope. As soon as Color wants to talk about beaches, we're gonna shoot that right down.
Censorship. This is censorship, you guys.
Next, Color will be holding hands. Jesus, how scandalous.
Scandalous. Oh my. Too hot for the stream. See, this is why you have to hide the blobby legs. You guys aren't ready for what's underneath, all right? Let's see. Gosh, all about me. So this year, I do want to focus more on my art and my voice acting. And I'm still so nervous to do auditions. I'm so anxiety. I get it. I need to get over myself.
Send and forget.
But yeah, so I need to do that. And I want to do more comic dubs. There's a little series I want to do with Steel. Like, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty damn cute with my partner. Steel And I have these moments in life that I just want to note down and immortalize in comic form, because like there're just so many silly things that we do, and people have stated like we ourselves feel like characters just because of how we act. And then when you get two characters, you know, in the same room together, oh my, it becomes super silly. Like one of the plans I have in the future is a comic dub. And this is a real moment. I was cooking breakfast and I was doing vocal practices. So you hear me making all these noises, right? Like siren calls and like woo, whoop, and then all these little things and like trills. And Steele literally busts open the bedroom door into the living room and yells, "I hear the mating call!" And then he takes off his shirt and goes, "I'm ready!" And
I thought that was the Cricketune comic that you did.
Yes. Boop. Yeah, little things like that. And this is real, by the way. This is absolutely real. And so I'm like, I need this. I need this to be shown to everyone. It is real. Oh, man. And then like little moments like that I always notate down of just stupid things we say to each other and that I want others to know. And make into comic dubs and just kind of have fun with it and then create. If I can't get voicings and characters because I'm too nervous to audition, I better voice my own comics. There we go. And silly things like that. So yeah, that's stuff that I want to do this year. Get better at art, get better at voice, get better at streaming. I've fallen off the stream. I used to be so good at doing 4 days a week, and now I'm all over the place, man.
Hey, again, preaching to the choir. I acquired dog. I lost schedule.
Uh-oh. So I've gotta hand it to you and Sumi. You guys really made me want to do a lot more of these casual gaming streams where doing like live dubs and whatnot have been super fun. Shouts to Deshaun as well, because every time he's during my Threads of Fate streams, he kept on jumping in by accident, and then he stayed because he's like, oh shoot, oh no, I came in here, I didn't realize it. I'm like, hey, you want to voice this character? And he's like, oh, sure, I guess. And then he's like, wait up, hold a minute. This game's fire. This is great. Hold on. I want to stay. And it's been super nice. And I'm like, okay, maybe I can make a default schedule for that. Not all the time, but at least progress on a game and kind of enjoy that part, because I do think by meeting everybody, I want to incorporate both my artistry and my voice acting into one. Yeah.
Also, hello Raiders, welcome. Thank
Hello,
you so much for the raid,
Raiders.
Equi. Much appreciated. We are currently having Constellation Conversations, which is a new part of the stream where we are going to be interviewing various guests of mine, usually friends of mine or people I've met during my journey. Tonight's guest is Colorbrews.
I'm here to seduce every single one of you.
Oh goodness.
Oh no, can a blob even do that? Oh no, there's a blob on the internet.
You already know the answer to that question. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm an innocent, little blob. I would never know any answers to such questions.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, those are my plans for the year. I'd like to connect with a lot more people, maybe do some collabs, and then find time to do all of this. I might have secret streams because I've made a lot more Australian friends, and they're just like, hey, yo, you want to stream during our time? And I'm like, okay, I guess.
Time zones are a bitch. It's how we met. It's part of to tie it all back to how we started off the stream. Time zones were one of our contentions because I didn't know time zones worth it like anything. I was like, what time is it? Oh no, I'm not working off my time. Oh god.
It's so funny.
Me brain is smooth.
It's fine. The amount of times I have to tell Lux, or for those who know him as Sean Chip Luck, he's just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna message you at 3 a.m. because I want to do this raid. And I'm like, my guy is 3 a.m. where I'm at. I'm not awake. I've messaged you at my 7 a.m. What do you mean? Raid at 3 a.m. He's like, oh, it's only morning for me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anything else?
All
Anything
right.
else that you'd like to enlighten us about the life of Colorbrew, or would you like to keep some secrets?
Oh, gosh, I feel so exposed here. Oh my. Let's see. I don't know. I guess I feel like I'm pretty damn open. One thing that I try to go about is just I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty open. There's really not a lot to me. I will say that one of my bonuses I've learned recently is that people don't think as hard as I do, apparently, and I find that funny. Turns out some people don't like RPGs and planning 15 steps ahead. Some people don't like escape rooms and planning 15 steps ahead. Yeah. So I recently did an escape room with friends, and I didn't recognize until I solved like a lot of the puzzles that I was very good at this. Apparently. And then also like with the admin stuff and organizing things and then putting it all together and being like, oh, I thought everybody does this. Everybody could know how to do tech work and solve puzzles and look at images and then change it around and oh, that's just me.
Yeah, no, my streams would probably be even more scuffed if it were not for you.
Well, we'll fix the audio issue. I swear, I'm gonna look into it more.
It's all good. Don't worry about it. Jeez, Louise.
I am worrying about it. You can't tell me not to worry about it. I have the neurodivergent brain cell.
It's kind of my general vibe of the don't worry, be happy kind of thing. Oh, criminy. Okay.
Is this the time where we get to ask you questions?
Yes, it is.
All right.
Do you have questions for me, Color?
Ideal date.
Ideal date. Well, shit.
Crash has tried so hard to make this on topic about art, and I'm just here like, date,
fine.
Romance?
Ask the aromantic what their ideal date is.
Yes!
Shit. I mean, I kind of went on one, sort of. I don't know if you really call it that, but then I realized it might have been that after I got a text from...
What do you mean?
Okay, so I went to like a convention, an anime convention with a friend of mine from college, and we both we both drove out there, and it was fun. We got our prints, we got our pieces of merchandise signed by various voice actors. It was really fun. We had lunch. We were just having a good day. We were just looking through all the other merch, looking through all the stuff, just chit-chatting about what we've been doing since college, what we had been, the animes or video games we had been playing and or watching, all that jazz. And then we got, we drove back, we got some for lunch, we just hung out, and then came back to my place, played some video games, and then we said our goodbyes. And then I got a text afterwards like, hey, are we dating? And I was like, I'd rather just stay friends if that's all the same to you. And like, okay, that sounds good with me. And I was like, oh, okay. But as far as like an ideal date, I don't know. I haven't really look to put into contrast. This is kind of like deflecting a little bit, but when my dad first saw my mom, he said to his friends, "That's the girl I'm gonna marry." And then it happened. And then it happened, and they got married on a boat, and it was great. And then I was born.
Holy crap!
But for me, I don't know. I've just kind of, I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I guess an ideal date would just be playing video games together, or just having food that we both enjoy. I don't know. I kind of steered away from the dating game because I don't know. It just never seemed like it was for me.
Look, I was doing this for shiggles, and I love the answers. This is great. Keep going. Keep going.
You think he said that a lot to his friends? No, it was just specifically he saw my mom, and like he dated folks beforehand, but he saw my mom and was like, I'm gonna marry that girl. And I was like, that's a very sweet story, Dad.
That sounds horrifying, actually, but also amazing. It's like, it's two sides of the same coin.
They married on a boat. Yes, my parents got married in Hawaii, and then Fun fact, the boat, they went out like fishing one night and it was during a huge ass storm. Everybody except my mom got seasick.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. That was
snap.
that was a thing that happened. My mom has a lot of boat stories involving just the elements trying to kill her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sorry if that doesn't really answer your question. It's just
that's amazing. I love this. This is a great answer.
It's not really something I prioritize with my life. I kind of just try sticking with platonic friendships at this point. So hanging out with my friends, like doing the live dubs, chatting with you, or, you know, playing Rivals with like Devin and Grim. These have been very, very good times. These have been times where I feel a lot of joy, and it feels, you know, this is as close to a date as it's going to be. This makes me feel happy on the inside.
That's totally fine. It's cool. Again, this was question for Shiggles, but
That's fine.
I love how forthright, and this is why I love you, man. How forthright you are. How like, yo, puppy dog, you say thing, I do thing. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I guess serious question time, because I am kind of curious about like your thoughts on, because your creativity is voice acting, correct?
Yeah.
So like similar ideas on like, have you found any transferable skills that worked into that you have done, or vice versa, voice acting transferable skills to other things?
You know, I feel like, again, I haven't done, it's one of my New Year's resolutions is to try to get into singing. So I just need to find classes to, you know, try to do that. I've been trying to do like holding the tune, trying to re-sing songs and, you know, see if like, oh, you know, that kind of sounds good. I probably need an objective third party to let me know if this sounds good. But again, I think it's like you, it's mentality. Fun fact about Crash, I was a very, very shy boy growing up who was not very well spoken. I had to take it was my drama teacher back in middle school offered basically speech classes, public speaking classes, and I took those, and that helped me project, that helped me become more confident, and that helped me, it kind of encouraged me to just do more monologues, and I do more stuff of like, oh hey, if I just try to create an imaginary scenario for like a D&D character I'm playing, or a hypothetical character in a game or a show I would be playing, I feel like this is just kind of like helped me confidence-wise, voice acting at the very least. It's helped. If I said this tons of times, voice acting has helped me. Maybe as far as skills goes, it's the mentality thing. I have probably a better ear for like, you know, music, or for, you know, trying to hear like little bits and bobs. But I guess the main thing that I've taken away from voice acting is it's been very, very helpful in connecting with people, with being able to meet new people, to be able to work with folks. You know.
I can't believe Crash really said that the real voice acting is the friends he made along the way.
You're talking to a guy, you're talking to a superhero VTuber. It's kind of our shtick.
That's so great. I love it. It's
Friendship
so cute.
is a great power. Also, that big ass sword I have in the corner over there is not too bad either.
That's a pretty great power, if you ask me. Oh, Sumi has a question.
Ooh. I guess I can also kind of pop that.
Questions from chat, or questions for Crash, questions for me?
This
Free for all.
Questions from chat can apply to both of us, but would you say the current you is more introverted or extroverted? Verted.
I'm an ambivert.
I'm verted. On one hand, it's like I still am try to stay in my own lane, but also I feel like I've become a lot more confident as far as like talking to people, or, you know, I can generally, like, if I talk to you enough and I get into your rhythm, I feel a lot more confident about doing that. Back when I was a kid and I was younger, I was like, I wouldn't even try bothering, you know, chatting with people as much. Now yeah.
I'm perverted. I'm funny, damn it, okay? God damn it.
just wanted to let the silence sink in for a bit.
No, but yeah, I am an ambivert. There are times where I am very, very communicative, and other times I'm like, F off, everyone, I need my time alone.
Young's KJ, I have a question. If someone who wants to get into voice acting. Oh, okay. Any specific question, or just how to get into voice acting? Because if you want to get into voice acting, it is a lot easier to get into it nowadays than it was, when I first started. Back in my day, anyway, that it's due to remote voice acting, and due to just as long as you have a proper setup, just start. It's fine. Like, read monologues, play video games, repeat what they say. How does one get into the basics? Oh, okay. Again, I'm gonna be very. The basics is just, again. I think Lanny Pator actually said it, like the way that he got practicing was he would play the Dragon Ball Z Budokai games, and he would just repeat what they'd say. He would just say that. And it's true. Read some poems, read some poetry out loud. Try to get a listen in for your own voice. Try to, obviously for as far as steps go, start off with just practicing, doing monologues, doing, try doing improv.
Out loud.
Talk with friends. Hell, play D&D. It's fun, try getting into character. And then
a very big one is read children's books out loud.
Yeah.
And it causes you to think about who you're reading it to. It will actually cause you to try and change how you talk depending on how you do it. And it's simple enough words that you don't have to feel like you have to think about how it's supposed to come out. Children's books are very simple, easy, but requires you to act.
Classes, workshops, these are also handy tools. Now, maybe you want to try like, I guess, understand like, okay, this is what I like about my performance, and then just have someone objectively listen to you. Have an unbiased party, second party or third party or whatever, listen to you and like, okay, yeah, no, that sounds good. I don't know. It's I did
You can tell he's done a lot of these. That's why he's so good, guys.
Look,
you
man,
guys should check him out.
Look, I've gone on Casting Call and on BTVA when it had its audition page opened up, and I auditioned with that stuff with my blue Yeti mic and a freaking quilt, and I did that, and then I would always just put 110% what I've got from my acting classes in there, and then I would listen to it back. I was like, this sounds like shit. Oh, and then I would get quotes, I get little comments that would say like, this sounds great. You probably just want to do XYZ to try to, fix up the audio. And it's like, okay. And then, you take actual classes, like you take classes who can kind of professionals who have been doing this for a long ass time. And they'll be like, oh yeah, try it this way. They'll give you critiques. Personal one-on-one classes are a lot more handy because they'll be able to dissect you a lot better than, say, a workshop would. I can't recommend enough, like, the following: Richard Horvitz, Mick Wingert, Kiana Camacho. They are all very, very good teachers. They've all taken my performance as far as, like, character acting, voice acting in general, to the next level. They're all very talented. Again, also, like, screw it. Make videos, make mistakes, get messy. Just do whatever, record stuff that you want to do. Like, do a comic dub, do a fan dub. Obviously, use an alias. Don't use your actual name because if you want to get into proper, professional stuff. You get what I mean. But yeah, no, just practice. Practice is how you get into voice acting.
He's telling you to put your whole crashussy into it.
Ugh.
God damn it, I'm funny.
I've never seen my name used in such a way before. Crashussy, huh?
Not half.
Thank God that's not on the body pillow.
But yeah, no, just do things. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like math where there's one objective answer of like 1 + 1 is 2. It's not like that.
And even then, physicists will tell you you're wrong.
They're a bunch of nerds anyway. Because you're the one I talk to semi-daily. Daily
they're arguing amongst themselves.
Gotcha.
But Ariam does ask, what is the favorite type of voice you want to improve your voice on?
Oh, interesting. Okay. So when I first started out, the voice I would always get typecast for was the very big grunt, the deep voiced like antagonist or whatever, because when you go on these casting sites, generally speaking, if they have like a protag character, literally everybody's gonna jump on that, and I jumped on it too. And I just kind of leaned into the deep voice characters, like, no one else is picking this. But as far as like voices I want to personally improve on, voices I'd love to be cast for is like hot-blooded asshole. That's the kind of character I want to play. I want to be your Terry Bogard or your Joe Higashi. I want to be your big Dante. I want to be Dante. That's the kind of stuff I want to get into. That's what I want to be cast for. I still get cast for deep voice character. It's just kind of my bag. But as far as like voices that I would love to have in my back pocket, higher voice characters would definitely help. If I see it like a character is like young child, I was like, I can't do that. That's probably going to be given to female presenters.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
But yeah, I guess I just kind of want to. I want to be able to cover the whole spectrum. I guess creature voices are also a thing I want to be able to improve on and work on. That's kind of because
Crash creatures.
It's. This is kind of what I got.
I love it.
I've done deeper voice, like I don't know. I wouldn't know the proper way. Ugh, that one actually felt a little.
How do we achieve this?
I can see Crash doing creatures. I've done some very guttural noises before into a mic. For better or worse. Have I gotten cast for all those? Probably not. Sometimes I haven't, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Dennis.
Hello, Esper. I see you in chat. Hello, my queen.
Why did you say Dennis if you didn't want to hear it, Esper?
That's gross.
It is gross. It's very gross. It's very gross. It's not a great voice, but it's one I have in my back pocket.
I mean, I guess I'm similar. I want to do every voice, but there's no way I could ever do voices like Crash. But you know what? The goal is to try.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, just keep on. Again, for voice acting, yeah, you can bash your head against the wall. Just keep on trucking. Try a different approach.
That's not bashing your head against the wall and trying a different approach.
The most important thing is maintain your instrument. Don't fuck up your throat or any of this stuff that you need to keep doing voice acting. Know your limitations. If I can give you any advice, know your freaking limitations. Question, have y'all hydrated and stretched? I always hydrate. I have a bottle of water right next to me. As far as stretching, yes, I stretch, but you can, I have, yeah. Yeah, no, I always stay stretched out pretty well.
I also highly recommend that. Another thing that both artists and voice actors need to do: stretch your damn body. God, everyone just being like, oh, I'm gonna just do this, not warmed up whatsoever, and then do the thing, and then later on they're like, why does everything hurt, or why doesn't it sound the way I want to? Nah. And I'm about to slap you all right now.
I'm gonna do my own thing. Yeah. If you want a perfect example of, hey, here's how you, okay, example of Crash, like throwing his entire throat out. I got cast in Ready or Not, which is the DLC. The DLC that dropped, I think it was Dark Tidewater or something like that, where I had to do all number of pain noises. I've had to do that. There's two things that have been very painful for me in voice acting. It was that recording session, and it is self-directed pain noises working for Studio Still.
Huh.
It is those two. Because, like, so with Studio Still, I voice a number of characters. I voice Terry Bogard, I voice Yoshi Tora, I voice Vanguard, I voice a lot of characters in fighting games for all those projects. You can hear me as Terry in the Studio Still English dub mod for KOF 15. Now, fighting game characters, they get hurt, they get knocked down, they have death/KO noises. And here's the thing about Crash. I like giving you variety whenever I record for you. If you ask Crash, hey, can you record some audio for me? You can ask Ackle, he can attest. I will send you a lot of fucking takes, at least 3 per line, so you have stuff to choose from. So when I'm doing like noises, I send Crane, my director, I probably sent him like 5 each. And I did not stop because I was trying to go for like purely guttural stuff of like, yeah, here's all the stuff so you don't have to ask again. With the Ready or Not, Lonnie Manella, original voice actors for Rouge the Bat from Sonic Adventure 2, had me do horrible, terrible things, put in such colorful visuals in my mind of what the kind of pain I should be experiencing is. Of like getting hit with a tear gas grenade, being zapped with a taser, being shot, being set on fire, like being choked out, being disemboweled. These are very painful noises I had to do for an hour.
Damn.
So yeah, protect your instrument, protect yourself, understand your limitations and what you can and can't do. If you realize you have to, if you see an audition side and it says like, we need this character to be deep and we need them to scream, save that one for last. Just pro tip. Yeah.
Yeah, those are things that you gotta do. Get your imagination going. Yeah.
Very handy if you have a director who can actually pull out exactly what they need out of you. That also helps. Self-directing and directing sessions both have their boons and banes.
I would like directors. I hate self-directing because I get in my own head about like how it's supposed to go every single time.
Oh, I just do a shit ton.
Damn.
One of these has got to work.
Shotgun method. Let's go.
One of these has got to work. One of these will impress somebody. That's why the reason why they put those numbers on the sides, like do a maximum of 2 takes. That's for me. That's for me specifically.
That I guess I gotta steal the Crash method. Go nuts, shotgun. Let's go. I guess I never answered the question. I don't know what kind of voices I would do. I don't feel like I'm experienced enough to know what I can or cannot do. I need more of those private classes. God, money's an issue though. Yeah.
That's another tip. Understand your finances and your balances. Like if you can afford to improve your equipment or invest in your skills, go for it. If you have extra, don't sacrifice food money or rent money or basic necessities of like, oh boy, I took this class with Liam O'Brien. Now I can't eat for a week. But it was worth it because he did the Gara voice.
Oh my god.
I didn't do that. I'd love to meet Liam O'Brien and take a class from him, but I don't know if he offers those. What kind of voice do you want to do, Color, says Mayatsumi.
What kind of voice do I want to do? I don't know, all of them.
What archetypes do you want to hit? Because
I feel like I hit the ones that I know I can do. Yeah. Like, you know, you got the femme fatales, you got the childhood friends, you got the little kids, boy or girl. Like I need more ideas. I'm very bad at ideas.
I'd play more games, watch more shows, find more character archetypes. Mine kind of fits the same 3 bubbles of what I want to do. Hot-blooded characters. That's the thing I want to be cast for. That's what I want to do. Fits very snugly in RPGs, fighting games, and character actions pretty well.
Mayatsumi, what character I want to be cast as that I haven't been casted for? That requires me to be cast as something, and that requires me to audition. And guess what I haven't done? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, there you go.
as far as audition advice goes, fine, to Crash then. What again? Hot-blooded characters. I haven't really been cast as that many. Not as many as I'd like. Professional wise, like it's always monkey paw stuff. Like the characters I got cast for, professional wise, were definitely not hot-blooded characters. I got cast as Dad. I got cast as Hostage. I got cast as. Hang on, let me actually look at my site to see what I got cast as. Just to circle back. Let's see. What have I been cast as? I have been cast as Dad. I have been cast as Big Boisterous Teacher. I've been cast as Stoic Swordsman. I've been cast as Stuffy Evil Asshole Dad and his dick ass son. I have been cast as a himbo. Been cast as a few of those. Been cast as a lion tamer.
Damn.
Who you can date.
Look at this guy. Look how cool he is, guys. Why are you guys not following him if you haven't yet, huh?
I also got cast as a rock.
Dude. See, Blockhead come to life. Do those live dubs, you guys. You too could be cast as a rock.
That was in Doomsday Paradise. I got cast as a boulder.
Damn.
Wait, what lion tamer? Twisted Carnival. It's a game on itch.io. There's a bit of a content warning, but I play Leon the Lion Tamer as one of the dateable options for characters you can romance.
Hey guys, you heard about that dating earlier, ideal date. You too can date Crash in a video game.
Believe you me, Leon does not have my example of an ideal date, but you can date my voice if you want. You can date my voice in a few things.
You can date my voice.
You can date my voice in a few projects.
I would love to be in a dateable game. Yeah.
But yeah, hot-blooded character, Maetsumi, to answer your question, I would. Or I actually talked about this with Tiana Camacho when we were working on one of my reels about characters I wanted to be cast as. Actually, this was also with John Montoya, Lemon Toast Media, about characters I want to be cast as. So the kind of character archetypes I want to be cast as, hot-blooded doesn't really. That's the kind of guy, like I want to be Mr. Fight Man. I want to be your Terry Bogard, your Soul Bad Guys or whatever, or your Dantes. I would love to be cast as a cowboy. I'd love to be cast as a proper henshin hero in a game or a show. I want to be cast as I want to be cast using my little gremlin voice. I want to be cast using this voice. This voice is fun to do.
He's such a goober, you guys.
I would love to be cast as a werewolf. Color, I see you doing it. Don't you dare.
I'm doing nothing. I am in my lane. I am doing my own thing. I don't have to do anything.
Guten Kiesling. That's not how you spell allegation, Steel. Nice try.
Alligators. I too would love to voice an alligator.
Alligator would be pretty rad, though.
I'm not gonna lie.
Why was that never a character in Bloody Roar? That annoys me.
That should have been. Alligatorsons.
Oh man, if they actually had Okage Shadow King actual dubbing, an actual remaster, and it has voice acting, I'd love to play Kiesling and use that voice. I am Guten Kiesling, bountiful nut. Keller, I don't know if you saw that game. I might have to redo that game at some point because
I saw some of it.
It's a very, very funny game. It's very, very funny. It's a very funny RPG that Maetsumi and I were just killing ourselves laughing whenever we were playing it.
Yeah.
Have to do the Stan route? You're right. We should do the Stan route. We did the Rosalind route, so we gotta do the Stan route. You're right. We gotta date Lord Stanley Hi-Hat Trinidad the 14th. What fighting game character would you love to voice if you wanted to? Do you mean existing or do you mean original character? I don't even know if I remember the entire ass name, Maetsumi. Color, I assume this can go for both of us.
I guess. I don't know. So here's the problem with a lot of fighting games is female archetypes tend to have very similar things. Mm-hmm. So there's only so many voicings you can do.
Mm-hmm.
God, give me the old lady. I want to be a Genkai character. That's who I want to be. I want to be an old lady who kicks your ass specifically. Yeah.
I would love to officially voice a character like Terry Bogard as Soul Bad Guy. Those are my two mains. And honestly, if I could voice a character that I could main in a fighting game, that'd be awesome. I would learn how to play that character. Grandma
that's the thing is, fighting games are freaking cowards. They give you the old man. They never give you the freaking old lady.
I'm trying to
every
think.
lady.
Technically, this character is an old lady because they're thousands of years old. They're just a small little dragon girl.
I freaking hate it. I mean, I'll take it. I love to voice them too, but as a gamer, give me what I want.
I'm trying to. Xiaomu is old. That's exactly what we're talking about, Maitsumi. She's a kitsune, so she doesn't look like she's a grandma.
Can someone do the reverse? Give me the kitsune who's this hot as hell dude that's like thousands of years old, and then an actual grandma.
Let me look. Let me see if there's an old. Okay, old ladies in fighting games. Who do we have that is actually an? I guess Sindel's kind of an option. Kind of.
I'll see. All of these are like kinda, maybe. You get the badass rugged woman, maybe, and I'm just like, give me old lady.
I'm looking. There's two examples. There's Genkai. Okay, old ladies in fighting games. Genkai. Chio.
She's
But
like
that's an
the
anime
only
character from Naruto, so that doesn't count really. A lot of these that I'm looking at, Otane from what game is this? It's an old lady and she looks original, but this is from Power Instinct. Otani.
Give me Wendy Oldbag in a fighting game.
Oh god. Oh god, and one of her moves is she throws her false teeth at you.
Hell yeah, let's go!
Oh, there's another old lady. There's what game is this? I don't know what this is, but okay. Elizabeth and Sandra Belty from Goketsuji Ichizoku Matsuri Senzo Kuyo. And it's old ladies.
Nihongo Jozu.
But there's not that many. It's free real estate. Baiken is supposed to be an ancient lady at 34. Shut up, Steel. Don't you talk dirty on my waifu.
But yeah, no, it'd be fun. I honestly, any fighting game character would be fun if I.
Can you give your best female voice?
What?
Are you talking to me or Color or both?
What? Wow. Gosh, I didn't know my voice was so gender that this wasn't recognized as female.
Well, no,
I don't.
I don't know who it was directed toward. Crash. Okay, yeah, it was toward Crash. Okay. I suppose this is kind of the closest I have to a female voice. I try to make them sound a little bit sultry, or I guess this is kind of it. This is kind of the female voice. I guess this is also kind of a female voice that I have going on. I'm not really sure. I haven't had to play a lot of female characters. Thank God whenever I do live dubs, I usually have friends over, but God, don't watch my Let's Play videos when I have to voice like in Persona 5. Oh boy. That's kind of a massive shit show. I really need to get back and actually get my fucking timeline together, because I'm just bad. That series has been going on for like 3 years.
That's a cue for all you guys to go and watch his Persona Let's Play videos, isn't it?
Christ.
No, I think he left the room earlier. That was the guest beforehand that you had.
Don't watch the other. Don't watch the other one. What is it? Valkyrie Drive. Don't watch that video. That's not for the Wii ones. That one's a very saucy video.
Oh boy.
Weaponized lesbians. That's what the story is. Anyway. Dodge with that Valkyrie Drive. It's an interesting game. Surprisingly fun. It's just very cheesecake.
Yeah.
Same people who did Senran and Kagura. Let's see. Where can we watch VODs, Crash? I already know. Oh. I mean, if you want to watch... The VOD of this will go up probably after we're done. And
it's a chance for you to chill yourself, man.
Oh, okay. So...
That's a chance for you to add some links, my guy!
So if you want to watch any of my stuff besides, watch me live on Twitch, I have a few channels. I have Crash Star VA, which is my voice acting channel. It's probably the biggest one I have. It's where I do my comic dubs of DMC, Guilty Gear, etc., etc. Yeah, you'll also hear my demo reels on there, as well as a few. I have like win quotes dubbed, which was a series I was doing of just voicing win quotes from fighting games that didn't already have voice acting. Might get back on that.
Be able to find it on this link right here?
It's
Is
true.
that what you're telling us?
That's true. That link as
oh
well.
my goodness!
You know, and there's
right
also,
there.
There's also Crash Star Gaming, where I haven't really updated that one quite as much, but that's my Let's Play channel where I play a variety of video games that are not streamed. That's the one that I play, or I just play a number of games that, you know, I have my.
Are you saying
my Knights
that we could
playthrough.
find it? Right here?
I have my
on this link?
I have my Knights playthrough, I have my Persona playthrough, my Lost Dimension playthrough, Gotcha Force. You gotta give some love to Gotcha Force. There's a number of games on there. There's also Crash Star streams. I think that's my. Hang on, let me double check the naming of that one. That's my streaming VOD channel. It is, yeah, Crash Star Streams. That's where you can find any of the VODs of any of my previous streams, all on YouTube for your convenience.
Almost like you could find it at this handy dandy link.
You can just check out all the VODs. And then finally, there's Crash Star. Just Crash Star VT. That's where I do my VTuber stuff. There's not a whole lot of stuff on there, but there is, you can check out, let me see what I have on there currently at the moment. I probably need to do a channel trailer, but you can find like some highlights of Final Fantasy V, Final Fantasy IV The After Years, Yakuza Kiwami, as well as the one animation that has put me in my fucking grave. It's the Wolves Are Cool animation. Also, you can find a number of shorts from my streams. Those are pretty funny. I think those are pretty funny.
Wolves.
Yep, Wolves Are Cool. Season
Yeah,
1 of my forums
like...
isn't done yet. Just putting that out there for whatever reason.
Man, more links.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you should probably check out all those links that were dumped there for no reason whatsoever.
Those are just all the video links of where you can find me. As far as where, if you want to like reach out to me, so if you can show up on twitch.tv crashstarvt, you know, you can chat with me live, and that's pretty fun. I'll be playing a number of video games. Can you claim carte blanche that furries get to claim wolves? No, they don't. They don't. Furries don't get to claim carte blanche on that. No, because wolves had existed before furries were a thing. They don't get to retroactively say that all wolves are furry bait. No.
See, here's the thing. He doesn't realize it, chat, that what if they're the same people? They just never called themselves furry. He doesn't know it. Let him live in his
My
his
niece
paradise
likes to watch
of
Paw
bliss.
Patrol. Is she a furry?
I mean, she could be. You don't know that.
I don't know that. I don't know if she's formed an
See?
opinion just yet. I'm on the Blue Sky. You can check me out there. If you can just at me or whatever. I'm currently, I kind of flip-flop back and forth on that one. I'm doing, I might be posting more of my thoughts on Kamen Rider as I watch it. You know, that's pretty cool.
He's so terrible at marketing himself, you guys. Just
I
go
am.
to him and tell him he's a good boy and he'll be happy. Don't worry about it.
I'm very terrible at it. Or if you want to just be up to date of when I go on streaming, you can join Discord server. That one I'll get. I'll do that one.
Do
You
we
can
not
join,
have a link?
You can join the Cozy Cosmos, and you can be up to date on any more of these streams of when I go live. And
yeah,
for real, it's almost like us friends try to push to post links and stuff. Look, man, I don't know. It's weird.
oh, I'm Questo, and I just want to make sure that my friends are happy, but I don't know how to market myself.
I don't. Get off my ass. It's hard.
It's cozy here.
It's hard, man.
I love he totally missed that. Don't worry, chat. I didn't say anything.
It's hard to It's hard to market myself sometimes. Lord knows I'm trying. I show my demo reel wherever I can. You know, if you're curious about voiceover commissions or whatever, just hit me up. You know, I'm always available.
You guys heard him. Listen to this majestic voice.
If you're curious of what I can do, check out my demo reels. They're available. You know, somewhere you can find them. You can find them. Color, you show yourself.
Hi guys, I'm Colorbrews Blob, who draws the internet voice actor, print artist. Even if people don't believe me and you don't see me very often, I'm a pretty good voice actor. And today I am guesting on the Crash Star VT's Constellation Conversations. And you could catch me on my... Once I grab the link... You can get some... Wait, where? There I am. Here I am on VGen if you want to get some art commissions. I am only doing basically let me cook commissions, surprise me commissions, scab commissions, whatever you want to call it. Basically, if you want a back and forth, I'm sorry I can't do that right now. But yeah, I could do that. You can catch me on the Bisky. Bisky's pretty cool. And yeah, and then of course you could catch me on my own streams. Heck, I'm a mod here. I could shout myself out.
It's true. It's true. You can.
There we go. Yeah, see, that's how you do it, Crash. Chill yourself. God damn it.
Okay, fine. You can catch me probably more this coming week. It's gonna be a little hectic due to stuff, but mainly I keep saying I stream on Tuesdays. I should probably stream Mega Man again. I'll get my shit together eventually. Thursdays I'm trying to go through Chrono Trigger. Fridays we've been pretty consistent about that one, where we do a live dub of Super Robot Wars, OG Saga, Endless Frontier, Exceed. That one's been going pretty well. Saturdays, I need to get back on Yakuza, and Sundays, it's kind of a free space. I was doing Freedom Play, and I probably should get back to that, but
you should have, like,
we'll see.
A visual sometime so you could, like, post it.
I probably should. I have a stream schedule thing I can just post. I probably should.
Yeah, maybe you should do that, like, at the beginning of each week or something, with,
Look,
like, things that you're planning on doing.
Because I don't know what my week is gonna be like.
That's magical, isn't it? Then you could just say, hey, this is the planned schedule, but things may change.
I don't like saying I'm gonna do something this day, but then be like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do it. So I'd rather just say, like, hey, I'm going now. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Anyway.
Fortune teller games, you have no idea.
Look.
You have no idea.
Oh yeah. Fortune teller games is another one of my bosses. Check out
Oh, are they? Okay.
I've been casting
I've
been casting a number of their projects. It is a playable. They have a number of card games that I have provided the voiceover for.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. I do a little soundbite for some cards. It's pretty fun. But yeah, I think unless there's any last minute questions, I think that'll actually do it for the premiere episode of Constellation Conversations. I want to thank my guest Colorbrews so very much for taking the time out to let us in and let us know a bit more about the Blob lifestyle. And
I'm so sorry this is what you guys see. Don't take me as your normal artist. I'm not a normal artist.
We'll hopefully have another guest at some point on to chat about all kinds of other stuff. This is hopefully going to be a consistent part of something I do every now and again. And this was really fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself, Color.
I do. I hope that everyone else here also enjoyed it. It's been, again, a hell of a huge honor that you asked me to be your first guest. It means a lot to me.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, he says. I'm just like, oh my god, I'm first.
Proper way to take care of your voice. Stay hydrated. If you feel like your voice is straining, like it's like if you do another scream, don't. Just kind of pay attention to the tells that your body is giving you. Just kind of, it's like a muscle. That's another muscle. Don't rip anything trying to go 400 pounds immediately right out the gate. No, start with the baby weight. Start with 5 pounds and then work your way up to that. but also tea and honey is also very handy.
And if you could get yourself steamed up in your voice, if you have a vocal steamer, or just go into a hot shower and breathe in that hot air, or just put your face over your humidifier, that also works out.
Yeah.
But highly recommend the vocal steamer if you have it.
It is all about loving yourself. But yeah, I think let's go ahead and raid out who is currently streaming that I know of. Let's see. Okay. So, we have a few options. So we have Plague of Gripes, who's doing Dark Souls Remastered. We have Onsta, who's playing Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. And then we have Boo the Rat, who's playing Okami. Do we have a preference? We have these are all VTubers. And also artists. These are VTubers and artists.
Ooh, those are all good choices, though. Oh, and yeah, thank you for the good, successful pilot episode. Okay, we have more people for Billy Hatcher, it seems like.
I see 2 Billy Hatchers. I see 2 Okamis.
Mm-hmm. 3 Okamis, actually.
Okay. All right.
As you know, my vote is for Okami, but I know I'm hella biased.
That is fine. All right. I see Billy Hatcher. I think we'll go with Okami this time around.
Yay!
They are also accompanied by Basil Wolf. So, I will see you guys hopefully in the coming days. And again, be sure to check out Colorbrews' streams.
Do we have a raid call?
Crashing in, sure.
Yay!
Anyway.
And
go ahead, Color.
feel free to check me out too, because then Crash is trying to shill me out, so I might as well help go and say what you need to say.
Yeah. May your lives be as brilliant as an exploding star. And I hope to see you guys again real soon. Anyway, bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye!